In this video, we're going to do a Bill Evans jazz piano tutorial. We are in the middle of understanding his soloing over the tune Autumn Leaves. And this is pretty much vintage Bill Evans. So if you're looking to really capture the essence of his sound, this is going to be a great tutorial for you. What I'm going to do is play the two choruses of solo that he does over Autumn Leaves on the album Portrait in Jazz. And then when I come back, we're heading into the second chorus of solo. There's some really neat things in here, and I'm going to talk you through the methodology and the thought process behind each of the licks and phrases. Okay, let me play the two choruses of solo, and I'll be right back. As you can tell, it's a great Bill Evans solo. I hope I gave it justice by playing it properly. We are now into the second chorus, and we started off here, which is a phrase which kind of finished off the ideas from the previous phrases. And now we're right into new stuff. So starting from the F7 chord, interesting thing here is he's actually playing a C minor 7th chord over F7. So he's basically playing C minor 7 there, and then he's playing your F chord here. Now, what gives Bill Evans his sound? It's this triplet thing that he keeps throwing in all over the place. And you'll hear it predominantly throughout this second chorus of solo. So we're going to focus a lot on that. So he's doing it again here, where, you know, just part of the chord, that triplet. So from the F7 chord again. So you start to hear that those triplets feels creep into his playing quite a lot. And then you'll also find you're ending off a lot of phrases with that. So if you take a look at the next phrase, it ends with the same thing here. So I'm going to play the first phrase. Well, yeah, I mean, you've got now the harmonic minor scale of basically G minor harmonic scale. So we'll get there in a second, but again, you've got this triplets going to the over and under. So this is over, under, destination, and then now the phrase on the scale, and then ending off with that. So the first phrase ended off in this, second phrase ends off. So pretty close stuff. It's just really all his concept of rhythm and how he turns a phrase and finishes off phrases. All right, so the first part, this is just spelling the A half diminished chord, and then over, under, destination, and then the scale of D7. And that, well, actually, it's not just D7, it's also G minor harmonic scale, which we talked about. Got that Phrygian sound? Great stuff. It's that triplet at the beginning, though, that gives Bill his sound. So again, from the F7 chord on the first line, so again, you've got the triplet pattern here, the triplet pattern here, and the triplet pattern here, and that's really reminiscent of Bill's playing. Okay, let's take a look at the next line. In these next few lines, he's really continuing that triplet sound, where you've got, I mean, it's just pervasive over and over again. And that's what gives him a great sound. Now, he's not just doing the same things, he's doing it over different chords, playing different scales within those chords, and I think that's what's really cool. All right, from the beginning of the line. So what is this? Well, you've got again that D flat, which is pervasive amongst all of his playing in this solo where he's got the D7 chord. But he's playing that D flat as a passing note, which is basically the sharp, the major seventh of the D7 chord. So that's bebop. It's bebop scale, where the extra note is the D flat. So on the G chord, G minor chord, wow, nobody can turn a phrase like Bill Evans, eh? Not an easy thing to play in terms of fingering. So yeah, I would suggest 4, 3, 2, 1, and then cross your thumb underneath. And then this next little bit, it freaked me out when I first saw it. So wow, he's got this triplet thing going, but instead of doing the normal triplet, which is like a down 3 notes, he's going down 2 and then up 1 over this whole. So again, he's got the G minor chord with the flat 13 and the B natural, which makes it now a G7 chord, which we've had a lot during his soloing. So I'm going to leave that with you, but obviously this is just chromatic. But he's ending just like he ends those other phrases, da da da. Wow. So again, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but again, chromatic scale. And then he keeps going up. So this whole line is just kind of ascending, getting higher and higher on the piano. This is not the easiest thing to play. It is really focused on the F minor, on the F7 chord though, but you've got C minor 7 very pervasive in there. So this is over, over, under, destination note. Again, ending the phrase off with, on the third beat, 2/8 notes, and on the fourth beat, quarter note. He's done that a lot in this solo. So from the beginning of the page, okay, and again, now we're just back into doing this triplet pattern here. Triplets, 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 here, in between 8th notes. And that's what gives it that cool sound. Again, there's not too much going on there on the E flat major 7th chord. You've got, just 3, 5, 7, and 9, and then 1, 2, 3 of the scale. And then this is also C minor. Again, C minor 7th, A half diminished 7th, and D7 are all interchangeable in this thing. So I'm wondering if I actually play that as a C in the solo instead of that note. I might want to check that out on the recording again. It seems a bit low. I might have just made a mistake. It's really hard to go way down here. I don't think he'd be doing that actually. Okay, now we're back into diminished scale, which we've had before. So whole tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, again. So he's switching up from the other chromatic scale that he used earlier in the solo, and he's playing this one. Kind of the same sound, and I don't think the ear can really distinguish between the two of them, but that's what he's playing here. So this is just a straight diminished scale. So from the previous bar, and that's where we're going to leave it for today. Okay, so when I see you in the next video, I'm going to continue on from there. I'm going to put a link right now to the sheet music up here in the corner. You can go and download that and learn it. Again, please refer to these tutorials because it's nice to know what's actually happening versus just reading notes off of the page, which is not really going to help you that much when it comes to figuring out your own soloing. All right, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And when you do, hit the little bell because we'll notify you of all the upcoming videos. And if you have any comments or suggestions about what we've done in this video or suggestions for other videos, you can put them in the comments below as well. Thanks for your time. We'll see you in the next tutorial.